Hey, everybody, welcome to the Multifamily Legacy Podcast. I'm your host, Corey Peterson, and I am super excited that you're here. We have a good show today because today is one of those talking, teaching, coaching, / giving you the good stuff episodes. And, today I'm not going to have a guest on. It's just going to be me freestyling it or freeballing it or whatever it is. But, we're coming right after Thanksgiving. And I'm recording this before Thanksgiving. And I've just been thinking about, what am I thankful for? And really the question you should be asking yourself is, what are you thankful for? I'm thankful for a lot of things, but I'm thankful. One of the most thankful things I'm thankful for, try saying that all in one sentence, is that I've always been thankful that I knew how to fail and how to fail a lot. I know that sounds weird, but I attribute to my success is being willing to fail. I've failed so many times. I think I forget the meaning of winning is sometimes, right? So it's really nice to celebrate a win, but I feel like I've done it through failing. And failing is never fun. Let me just tell you something about failing. It's never fun. I hate to fail. It sucks, okay? But I truly believe that failing is part of learning, and it is what will help you grow. What do you learn more from, your success or your failures? And more often than not, I think it's truly your failures that shape and mold you. And I still fail today. I fail a lot. I fail my friends. I fail my family. I fail my wife. I'm human. I think you're human too. I think that's why you like this podcast, because we just kind of bring it to you in a real, raw, unfiltered version of, life. And because, this multifamily game is a journey. And it's one of the best journeys that if I could give you this journey and just say, here's what it's going to feel like, you're going to hate yourself. You're going to doubt yourself. And somewhere along the way, you start getting a little more confidence, right? You're underwriting deals. It's not a deal. It's not a deal. All the no's. And then sparks happen. And you start getting a little momentum. And then you start feeling and telling yourself, well, maybe I can do it. Maybe I can do it. And then eventually, you start getting real confident. And you say, I can do it. And then you say, I will do it. And then you do it. And that moment when you actually get your first deal and you start seeing things happen, even after your first deal, though, sometimes you still don't feel like a success. You're like, well, I was able to do a deal, but I got like a small percentage, right? That's happened. It happens to people. It happens to me sometimes. And so you don't feel like a success, you feel like a failure. And then you got to start working the property, and things can go wrong. You don't make as much money, or you need more money than you thought. And so, but it really is, it's truly a journey. But here's the thing, is out of all the things that you can do in life, I'm absolutely convinced, and I mean this, I am convinced that multifamily apartments is the true way to success. At least for me it is. It's what I know and what I understand. But it's given me my sunsets and palm trees life. And I wouldn't trade it for the world. And I look back at the journey and all the times that I failed and all the things that I've done wrong, and I don't even see them. I just see my success. I look back and I see the success of how I figured things out. That's really what failing is about figuring out things not to do. And then you become a little bit smarter, a little wiser, but you keep trudging on. And it's sometimes not easy. Now, for me, I believe I've had that special someone in my life that's helped guide me and coach me, and that's my wife. I just want to give a shout out to my wife today. Hopefully she listens to this podcast about, that she was really there for me when I was at my low points. And I think you need someone when you get down to your low points. And that could be your wife, your mentor. You could be a friend. It could be someone that you mastermind with. Listen, you can find these types of people in just more than just your spouse. But you got to have someone that believes in you. I believe you'll do a lot more for people that believe in you than you probably would do for yourself. I mean, think about it. When you go to the gym by yourself and you're lifting weights, you'll squeeze out the 1, 2, or 3 reps, or whatever it is. When you get fatigued, you're like, and then you kind of maybe give up. But if you had a trainer that believed in you and is pushing you, you may squeeze out a couple more. You may find that you have a little bit more in the gas tank than you were willing to spend on yourself, but you'll spend it for somebody else that believes in you. That's a really good analogy of what happens in life, I think. Thanksgiving is a wonderful time. It's when your family, your in-laws, your outlaws, everybody gets together, and you have a National Lampoon's type of Christmas or Thanksgiving time, and it's amazing. It's wonderful. And but when you have time to sit down and reflect, I always this time in my life is where I start thinking about 2020 and what do I want to do? What does my vision look like? And who do I want to become? What do I want my company to be? How do I want to grow it in 2020? How much work do I want to do? What kind of deals do I want to buy? And really, it really comes down to now saying no. I think I say no a lot more than I say yes now. That's really weird because no is a hard word. It is for me. I don't know about for you, but for me, no has always been a hard word. 2 letters, 1 word, no. But the truth is sometimes it's really, really hard to say. Try to say it to your friends and family, right? When, especially when you're starting to make money, you've got to try to pick and choose sometimes, even just your charities, because everybody will ask you for money and you want to give to everybody, but sometimes you just got to say no. And no is a really, really hard word to master. And it will become even more hard for you, by the way, as you start to make more money. And you've got to learn to master no. I believe that wholeheartedly, because sometimes you just shouldn't do things, right? And that's okay. But in this Thanksgiving, the question is, what are you thankful for right now? I look back on my life. I told you I was glad that I failed, but I'm also glad that I had the support and the structure of good parents, right? I mean, I really look back and say, man, I had a great youthful experience when I was a young kid. And what I mean by that is, I grew up on a small farm, and I had freedom, like the kind of freedom that I think that most kids wish they could have had. I had it. I mean, I had 180 acres of land, hilly land with trees and, I would call them forests. Maybe our land bordered Mark Twain National Forest. So on the last fence line, I mean, it's nothing but it's true country. And I remember just having so much freedom as a young kid. And I used to dream. I dreamt wildly. I never reined myself in. I always thought that I could do anything. And what happens when you allow yourself to do that? And I find now, as a 46-year-old, that I still need to do that dreaming. I still, especially now, especially before a new year, is to dream a little bit, to get in that creative juice, that zone where everything's obtainable, and you put it all out there and you say, who do I want to be? And what I believe now more than ever is that I want just to control my time. My my whole 2020 is to say, Corey, what should you be doing and what shouldn't you not be doing, and control your calendar. That's my goal for 2020 is to absolutely own my calendar, to take the time first to put in family, vacations, gym time, all the things that are important in my life. I'm putting them first. You should put them first too. It's a great time, a great exercise is to live that out, to put who you are first in life. And so many times, and I'm guilty of this, I'm a workaholic. I'm gonna just tell you. I talk about sunsets and palm trees. My kids laugh sometimes. They're like, "Yeah, Dad." But you're always working. And I am. I do. I love this game. I honestly love playing real live Monopoly. I do. I really get a good joy out of it. But I find that I've got to smell the roses, and you've got to smell the roses. And so, and I enjoy that too. Like I enjoy going on lots of vacations, and we've been going on lots of vacations. And I don't think we're going to stop anytime soon. We just want to make them bigger and funner and farther away from where we live, and that becomes a challenge too. Just when you think about your kids' times, I have kids that are getting ready to go into high school, and so things change when, like, you say, well, what my goals were last year are totally different this year. And I'll give you an example. For me, my son is going into freshman football next year. So that means like August, September, October, November. Man, I'm telling you, I'm not doing anything. I'm not traveling. There's no way in hell that I'm missing a football game. Not going to happen, because that's important to me. And that probably means that I'm not going to do some events that I should, or to go do some speaking events that I probably should, but I really don't care. I mean, my no factor is high enough now that, like, it's just no. It's just no. I'm not going to do it. I don't want to do it. Don't have to do it. No. What I am going to do is make sure I watch those games and be a part of my son's life, be in his journey in freshman football, right? My daughter's got soccer. She's a sophomore now, and she's starting soccer this next week. And again, so no, right? I'm not going to be doing anything that when she has events or games. I'm not scheduled to work. So I've penciled those things in first. And I just really want to implore you to take the time to do that, to take time to pencil your life first, because you don't get the time back, guys. You just don't. And it really is that important to have that time to share and love and to live and to breathe. And I always just say, like, sometimes when I get to Hawaii, man, I feel so alive. It's why I love that place. It's why it changed me forever, and I'll always be grateful for that growth. Is because when I got there, and my wife, every time we go there, we feel the same way. And I truly believe we're going to buy a property soon there, because it's never went away. That feeling that I get when I get off the plane, I'm like, I'm home, man. I could do this. I could be this. And I really, really enjoyed it. We've done it 10 days at a time. We're going to try to do it maybe a month next year and see if we still like it. Because if we can, after we go there a month and we still are in our jam, man, that's kind of what our thought is that we want to take the summers in Arizona when it's a nightmare and head to Hawaii. Why not? How can you be the big kahuna and not have a house in Hawaii? I don't know. I'm going to make it happen. And the real reason I want to make it happen is not for me, is so that I can bless some people. So I can bring my friends and family and honestly people that I care about to the island, that I can give them the gift of Hawaii. Because for me, I love it. To me, it changed my life. And to be able to give that to others and share that with others, I think is very special. Because to me, it was really a neat moment in my life that I guess all I can tell you is it changed me. And so if you're watching this on YouTube right now, you'll see in the back behind me is my sunsets and palm trees picture, man. I bought that in Hawaii. I saw it. And I'm like, dude, I've got to get that. That is what I podcast about. That is the sunsets and palm trees life that I'm talking about. You know, that cash flow life where you can have, life on your terms. It really is that important to have life goals and to do those little things. Secondly, trying to think about what we're going to do and what we've enjoyed for this 2019. I'm thankful that I started a little mastermind, Kahuna Mastermind. And what I've found is that I love it. Man, I love it. It is really, really neat to take. We just had our first meeting for our first mastermind group, and it was amazing. I mean, the people that are in that group, and you know who you are if you're listening right now. I got jazzed, man. Because I'm seeing it. I'm seeing these people take action, like really good action. And I mean, they don't just think that they're going to do. I think they know. I think they know that they're going to buy an apartment complex. Without a doubt, they know. Everything that I put in that room, there was people that had money, that had access to money. There was people that were good at finding deals. Everybody was professional. Everybody was focused. We have someone that's written, like a real author. I'm going to say I'm an author, but I'm saying she's a real author. And, she brings a lot of credibility. And just the way she went about it, she was the most quiet the whole time. And then all of a sudden she shares her story, and you're like, oh my gosh, that's an amazing journey. And it just made the whole room silent. And it was just, but everybody came away believing. And in that moment, I realized something that, man, I've been blessed. I've been truly blessed. I think it's funny how God has things planned for you that you don't know, you don't see sometimes. And I found God when I was a sophomore in high school. I didn't know this, but I was on somebody's hit list. They said they wanted, I was a football player, and they said, hey, we want to get these 10 guys from the football team to know Christ. And I did. And I remember they actually told me that, hey, look, we're going to go to a snow skiing thing for Christmas. There's a retreat for Christmas. And it's supposed to go snow skiing. And then I walk in there, and it's like a church. And I was like, man, why are everybody's on their knees praying? And couldn't figure it out. And by the end of the week, man, I was a broke young kid, and I was on my knees, and I was praying to God. And I remember just crying, and there were happy tears. But I really truly knew Jesus, and He'd come into my life, and He's been in my life ever since. And so I look at these things, and this group that I just created. First I'm trying to think of why I did it. And I remember I was like, man, I think it would be cool. But I didn't realize how fun it would become. When I look around that group of 15 and I see their eyes and I see them, I mean, you can just tell. When you look at people, you can tell. I'm telling you. And it lit me up, man. I'm just going to tell you. I mean, it was electric is the best way to describe it. And so, anyways, I tell you that story because it moved me. It really moved me. And I think it moved everybody there because I think they all felt in the same way. It was like, man, there's enough people, the right people are in this room that I can't help to be successful. And then that I was going to be there to help guide them and like give them some, to help steer the ship when they needed help. To be a true mentor. That's a really unique gift that I've been given. And I'm so thankful for it because I truly believe, money is fleeting. But these things to help people, man, that's forever. It really is the forever that brings joy to your heart. And it helps you to say, this is my why. This is why I do it, right? This is why I don't mind grinding and working hard, is to see the change in people and to see them to believe, and they start getting closer to their goals. And, man, it's fun. Man, and we have, there's a couple in there that's they're getting ready to close their first apartment deal, and to see what they've learned so far, to hear them go through it, and to hear about the things that happened along the way that was like bumps in the road, and I knew about them, but to hear them tell it to everybody else, and everybody's like, oh man, and congratulations, man, that's what it's all about. And in the guru space, okay, listen, we know this. It sucks, okay? There's very few people that get real access to people, and if you do, you got to spend like, I don't know, a stupid amount of money. I'll just call it a stupid amount. Because I'm telling you, the game's rigged because these guys are great speakers. And you're lucky because I suck at it. I just murdered this mic, and I don't even care. I don't even care if you like this podcast or not, because I like it, and that's all that matters. Oh, so I liked it enough that I want to create another one. There you go. So there's my sales pitch, okay? But it's not to make money, man. Honestly, I enjoyed this so much. Me and my wife were talking afterwards, after everybody left, and kind of, having our pillow talk. And I go, wasn't that fun? Wasn't that neat to be able to do it? And she believed just as much as I believed. And we're, and for us, we just knew, like, this is what we were meant to do. This little thing right here is to take a small group of people and lead them to the promised land. Right, to lead them to cash flow and sunsets and palm trees, and to help them along the way, and to put a group together in a room that have all the ability to do it. So everybody that was in this group really hadn't done their first deal yet, but we're really close, and we're successful in their own rights. But really wanted to. I mean, there was no question. They're not playing real estate; they're going to do it. And those types of people are the right people. And so we just assembled a group of 15 like-minded people that are ready to do some work, to roll up their sleeves and get it. And they are. So that may be you. That may be you. And if it is, I'm going to tell you right now, you better take advantage of this, because I promise you this. I don't think it's going to last very long, because I'm going to open up a second group. There's only 15 slots. The reason why we only allow 15 people is because if it's too big, it gets crazy, and you can't have real communications. You can't have, like we had some people cry. I think I cried a little bit. I know my wife cried a lot. Because there were some stories in there when people are really telling the real stuff, and the things that they want to achieve, and the why they want to achieve it. And I mean, you can't help but, feel it. I think that's what made the room electric too, because people took off their mask. I'm telling you right now, so many people they keep their mask on, or they don't know what mask they're wearing. And I can't stand that. I freaking can't stand it. That people, they're fake. I hate fake people. I know that's strong, but I can't. I detest it. And why can't people just be who you are? Be who you are. And then you never have to make an apology and just say, that's who I am. I'm here. I'm the same guy when you meet me as the same guy on the podcast. I'm just the same. I'm the same guy. And how refreshing is that? So if that's you, if you want to get a part of my little mastermind, group 2, we'll call it, right? Kahuna Mastermind, the number 2. Boy, that sounds bad. But just call it group 2, okay? There's one way to do it, and one way only, is you're going to email my lovely wife, Shelly. Okay, so here's her email address, and you've got to say, I want in the mastermind. That's what you got to tell her. And then you got to leave her your phone number, because if she can't call you back and talk to you, then it's never going to work, okay? So you're going to email Shelly, SHELLY, Lley at kahunainvestments.com. And I would just go ahead and tell her why you think you're the right fit in that email. And so it's only going to be for 15 people. So here's what it costs. Okay. Give you the cost. And to me, this is not expensive. I hope it's not for you. I mean, I don't want to be the barrier is the money, but I've got to charge something because I do spend a lot of time and gives you like my access, right? What does it include? It includes a one-on-one, a 1 day one-on-one, like in my office right now. If you're watching this on YouTube, we're going to sit in this office and we're going to chat and we're going to blueprint your success, right? Of what it's going to look like, what you're going to do, and how you're going to get there. It's also going to include 3 meetings a year, 3 masterminds a year. And then it's also, on the months that we don't meet, group mastermind calls. And that's where we have special guests and educators to help really drive some points home. And it's really there to create a group and community that is going to push you to succeed. That's what we're doing. So you've got to email. And so it's $5,000 up front, and then $1,000 a month. And it's just a month to month. You can quit whenever you want. Hopefully you never do. Hopefully we're trying to, I think most people will probably stay 2 to 3, 4 years. So it's a little bit more expensive for year one. For you guys doing math, that's $17,000 in year one, and then $12,000 after that. If you do one deal, I think you pay for the whole thing, like for 3 years worth, truly. Depends on how big your deal is, right? But I really think, I know this is the funnest thing that I've ever done, and I wish I would have done it sooner. I really enjoy it. I do it. I enjoy this more than my boardroom event. The boardroom event's a lot of work. It's a great teaching place, but I enjoy this more because I feel like it's really the community that most people are wanting, and for a price that really makes sense. So we'll also give you like our full all our courses. We'll let you probably come to one for free. We only have one event next year called the boardroom, right? It's our 3-day intensive, and but we'll give you the course, all the stuff, all the online stuff, anything that we have, all our marketing kits, all that stuff, right? We'll give that to you. But this is a mastermind, and I call it a coaching mastermind because who do I think is the right people is if you've done one deal or 2 deals, it's probably right for you. If you've done no deals but you're successful in your own right and you're ready to move to that next level, it could be for you, right? If you've got, and I got a couple guys that are in mortgages. They're successful mortgage broker, like very, very high level successful mortgage guys, and they're tired of it. Doctors, dentists. Listen, there's all of you are out there listening right now. You know who you are, and the question is, what are you going to do about it to change where you want to go? And so we had 15 people that took action, and probably watching our Facebook, we'll post some of those referrals and the testimonials that they just gave us. It's pretty cool to hear it and to see it, and really from their perspective, because it really is unique. It's unique when you have that type of environment. You can touch people, man. People get touched and then they move, and they get off their butt and they start believing. And when you start believing, you start achieving it, right? We know the way I sign off every podcast. It's the same every time, because I'm telling you, I know this is what people need. And it's what I wish I could have had when I was starting out, and I didn't, and I had to make all the mistakes. I made so many mistakes. I'm thankful that I did, but I wish I didn't have to make so many, because some of those mistakes are painful and costly. And what I wouldn't give just to have it figured out, or have someone to say, hey, listen, that's probably not a deal you should buy, or hey, Corey, you probably should put this dollar amount for salaries and related instead of this. And so I think that's truly what we're going to do in 2020, is take 2 groups of 15 people and roll with them through success. Because next year we've only planned one other event in October, and the rest of the time we're just going to keep building our real estate company, and this mastermind. Those are the two things that I want to do in 2020 that I think is going to make the most difference in my life and in the people's lives that I'm trying to enrich. So I know this feels like a long pitch, and maybe it is, but I believe in it. I truly believe that I can help some people. And if that's you, if that's you, man, when you get done with this thing, go to your email and email my wife, Shelley, Shelley, at kahunainvestments.com, and let her know that you want in the mastermind. Put your number down. She'll call. We'll call. She'll call, and she's going to interview you and figure out who you are. We got to put the right people in the room, so not everybody's just going to get in. You can't just pay us and get in. We want to know. And here's the thing: we don't accept idiots. It's my favorite word, by the way. Is we want to make sure people are cool, because we may want to go to Hawaii with everybody. We may want to do some other things other than just mastermind and go have fun, real fun, and give people some experiences. That's what we're about. That's what my tribe wants to be about, I believe. And that's what we're going to do. We're going to be wildly successful and have lots of fun along the way and create multi-millionaires. I hope it's you. I really do. Guys, thank you for your time. Thank you for listening to this Thanksgiving episode. Hopefully you have lots of thanks in your life, and your life's going well, and everything is in abundance for you. I'm telling you, life will give it to you. It'll give you everything, but you got to believe it first. If you believe it, you can achieve it, and your paradise is possible.